Warning. Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not factual and is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this, it's the beer talking.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
All the crap that we're interested in. Searching for the truth. Exploring the unexplained. Investigating the paranormal. Subscribe now.
Hit the alert
button so you don't miss an episode.
Ow!
Welcome to the truth about
beer.
and
I love that.
we're back.
We're back.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. What is happening, everybody?
Yeah, welcome to election night.
Yes.
We're broadcasting live from the colony of Rattlecat Junction. And this is your true unbiased coverage
Yes.
of the 2024 election.
We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
About having fun tonight.
So please have fun with us.
And drink. If you have a drink.
Well, drinking's good.
If you were able to get a drink.
I think we have a drink for tonight.
I think we do. We do. We always do, though. We always.
Yeah, we usually do. Well, we always do.
That's what we're about. We're about beer.
Oh, yeah. It is the truth about beer.
And
Beer. Fun stuff.
Who we got on? We got Bios to Books. Kathleen's on. Kathy, sorry.
Dan and Christine.
What is up, everybody? We got people on Rumble. Hey, Rumblers, how you doing?
Now, where do I find the Rumbler?
You have to be on Rumble to see that.
Ow.
Ooh, hey.
Was that mine?
That might have been mine. I don't know why. I got a
Ding, 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 ding,
text
ding.
message that
Ow.
came through. That
So
was
see,
weird.
those parts went together.
Yes. We're gonna close out my text messages because that was very loud and very annoying. I don't know why that happened.
Wow. Well, Keith, it's been a long time
It has.
since we've done a truth about beer. And
I'm super excited to be back.
I'm speechless, which I better get over really quick.
I missed you, man.
I've missed you too. It's been a wild 2.5 years.
Yeah, it has.
And it's a wild night tonight to be starting our first episode back.
Hey, you know what? We jumped right in, right?
We did. I mean,
screw it. We said it's election day. Who cares? We're gonna go do a show anyway.
Tuesday nights, 7:00 Central. I'm now not Central. I'm
Mountain.
I moved
Mountain
from
Standard.
Central.
Yeah, you moved from Central.
I'm back to Mountain time for at least half of the year.
What are you drinking, Christine?
Oh, yeah.
We're excited to be back. We truly are. So what are we talking about tonight? Oh, we're going to talk about beer.
We're going to talk about an old law that there's different stories of why this law came to be on the books.
Right.
So we're going to talk about all those, and that law is about the prohibition of the sale of alcohol on election day.
And it's funny, I never knew anything about it. I didn't know it was illegal.
Well, since I grew up in Utah,
right,
I knew about it. Because Utah, which we'll cover later, is one of the states that still follows that law.
That law. Interesting.
And it is election night, if you didn't know that. If you've been living under a rock.
I was going to say, if you're living under a rock, you wouldn't know.
Pumpkin whiskey on the rocks,
Ooh.
not under the rocks. So she knows that it's election night.
On the rocks. That sounds good. I never had a pumpkin whiskey. Have you?
I don't think I have.
That'd be interesting to try. Who makes it, Christine? Just out of curiosity, is it a local thing? Because I'd love to try some of that.
Because we are doing pumpkin tonight. and but not whiskey.
It's beer.
Beer.
Do we want to get into the beer yet, or do we want to wait?
Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm always ready.
Well, let's do it. So I'll
beer.
give you a little
background
on this one. So, so my daughter Rachel, her husband's in the Air Force, and they've kind of lived between Nebraska and Texas for the last 20 years. So there's a Nebraska brewing in Nebraska, of all places.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, she discovered that they had this pumpkin beer back when she lived there that became her favorite pumpkin beer. And when she moved back to Texas, and I say back because I said she's been back and forth from Nebraska to Texas several times. They had, it's Nebraska Brewing that has this beer. They've sold other Nebraska brewing beers in Texas, and we've done those. If you followed our little show that my daughter and I did called Stranger Brews,
that was fun.
We actually did a 2-part series just on Nebraska beers, and a few of those were from Nebraska Brewing Company.
Nice. But
we never saw the pumpkin beer there in Texas until a week before we moved back to Arizona. My wife and I decided, hey, we're going to go buy some Texas beers to bring back to Arizona with us so that we can, use them on the show.
Right.
And we were in the store, and all of a sudden my daughter starts screaming, God, there it is. There it is. They've got it. They've got it. My favorite pumpkin beer. So they had the Nebraska Brewing pumpkin beer. And so, of course, we bought it.
Yeah.
Brought it with us. But I haven't tried it yet myself. So, well, how should we present it?
Well, we have a nice little video we can play.
Let's see that.
Let's do that. Here's the beer we're featuring.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Very nice.
So it's called Wick for Brains.
Which is an interesting name.
It is.
Really.
Yeah. So if you think about a pumpkin, the only thing that's inside the shell is
guts.
Well, after it's been hollowed out, you have a candle with a wick.
Right.
And the wick is what brings life.
Ah, good point.
Well, the fire brings life to it,
right.
But it's the wick. So
wick for brains.
Wick for brains.
I like that.
So we're only not even a week away from past Halloween. So this is the one that I wanted to do tonight. So it's a classic, and they say it's a painstakingly produced fall pumpkin ale. Instead of simply using spice, we use real pumpkin, which lends a sweetness and pumpkin flavor not found in many pumpkin ales. A wonderful pumpkin pie spice intertwined in an amber ale creates a pumpkin sensation, which is elegantly crafted. I said that really well.
That was good.
Okay.
All right. That was.
There's notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, ginger, and allspice, perfectly blended in this seasonal ale. There are many pumpkin ales out there are crafted by some wonderful breweries, but we feel that ours stands among them, and in some cases stands apart.
Well, we'll have to be the judge of that.
Here, I'm going to hand you one.
One thing I love about craft brews is just the can art.
Oh,
it's so cool, the stuff they come up with. I mean, that makes the beer.
It does.
I think. I think some of them are really cool.
Yeah, it makes you want to buy it just because of the label and the art on it. Yeah, so this one is a 6.1% ABV. IBU is only 17.
Ooh, that's
so
not bad.
it's very low. They
Very
use
smooth.
the malts are 2-row, caramel 60, Cara Pills, oats, pumpkin. Hops are Horizon hops.
It's a nice
And
color.
it says it pairs with semi-sweet desserts, poultry, and it's perfect alone, which is perfect for tonight because we're having it. Well, we're pairing it with
peanuts and candy corn.
yeah, which
but maybe that's sweet.
that makes it semi-sweet, right?
Right,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
peanuts and candy corn.
Salty, a little bit salty, a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a very nice color to it. I really like the color.
I'm gonna do a hefty pour, see if I can get a little head on it.
Head on it. Not really though, huh? Yeah, a little bit.
I could have done it better. But yeah, that is.
Oh, it smells good.
It's very.
That smells really good.
Oh, it is pretty. It looks like honey.
A little bit, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does. It truly does.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to try it.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back to Truth About Beer and Beer.
Beer.
Ooh,
I could.
that is very good.
It is super smooth. Not, of course. I mean, 17 IBU. It's
nothing.
not bitter at all. But
No.
it's. I do get the pumpkin pie. For sure.
That's very good.
Lisa, I left one for you in the fridge. I think you will really like this.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it's very good. Very tasty. Yeah, and it's funny. My biggest complaint, when we did the pumpkin beer tasting show, a lot of pumpkin beers taste nothing like pumpkin, right? They have
there
not
were
even a
quite a
hint.
few of them.
But this you can definitely taste the pumpkin in this.
It said it was my daughter's, or it is my daughter's favorite pumpkin beer, and ours up until recently has been the atomic pumpkin.
Yeah,
and it's a damn shame that this isn't available in Arizona.
That's very good though. That really does have a good flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Good call, Rachel. That was good.
Thank you, boo. Wow. Well, we'll be enjoying this tonight while we're following the election results, which we can bring up on the side.
We can
be on this side, right?
We're going to kind of keep them in the background for you guys.
There we go.
That way you don't have to watch the news. You can watch the Truth About Beer and still look at the updates as they come in and not throw stuff at your TV because you have something more interesting to look at. So
So it's a New Jersey whiskey, is it?
Yeah, that's what Christine was saying. It's a New Jersey whiskey. That's interesting.
Southern Tier Pumpkin Whiskey. And yes, this beer is really tasty.
So is the law that you can't buy alcohol on election day or you can't sell? Or is it both?
Well, it's the popular narrative.
Okay. Let's start with that. I like that.
We'll go with that. Is the history of bars and liquor stores being closed on election day and in the United States is thought to be tied to the desire that it promotes civic engagement and ensures that voters have the opportunity to participate in the electoral process without the distraction of potential influence of alcohol. Alcohol could impair judgment and hinder voter turnout. Does that sound like a reason to invoke a law to you?
Not to me, because I love beer and alcohol. So no, not to me.
I mean, alcohol hasn't prevented you from voting or
no
invoking your civic duties.
No, as a matter of fact, the day I went and voted, I actually came home and had a nice glass of whiskey. So,
there you go.
So yeah, it didn't impair me at all.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. Go figure.
So there must be more to it than that.
There has to be more to it.
All right. Do you have anything to say about that?
There's more to it.
Anything more to it?
No, I just find it fascinating. And honestly, maybe I've been living under a rock, but I didn't know that bars were closed on election day.
I mean, like I said, I grew up in Utah, and we'll get to that later, but Utah happens to be one of the states that still observes that law.
That law, yeah.
So
I think
it wasn't surprising to me. I just thought that was everywhere.
Right.
And
you came to Arizona.
I came to Arizona and got schnockered on election day. I still voted on those days. But.
Right. I remember growing up in New York. I grew up on Long Island, and I think it was, and my dad will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was on like Sundays you couldn't buy alcohol.
Yeah.
And they would just shut down on Sundays. And I always thought it was so weird. So when I moved out west, it's available 24/7, whenever you want it. And especially living in Vegas.
Yeah, that's a funny thing, because I knew the law was there for election day. I remember one Sunday morning I got up and this one I was living in Utah, and I went to the grocery store and thought, we got a party going on later today.
Right.
And I filled up my grocery cart with all kinds of booze and got to the checkout stand. They go, "Oh, well, we can't sell that to you." I go, "Why not?" I go, "Because we can't sell it until after 11 o'clock. And it was like 9 a.m. And so I go, "Well, fine, then you can fucking put it away. I'm not taking it back."
I'm not taking it back.
So,
but that's funny.
Oh,
hey, Chris. Chris says I'm drunk right now.
Why not?
Hey,
So, so it said that closing bars and liquor stores was seen as a way to encourage voter turnout.
Okay.
So if you're not sitting in a bar, maybe you say, "Well, crap, the bar's closed. I guess I'll go vote." I guess that's what they were thinking. Ensuring that individuals focused on casting their ballots rather than drinking. The idea was to create a sober environment, conductive. I think that's conducive.
Conducive, probably.
I think this isn't the first beer I've had.
That is conducive.
No. So let me back up. So Keith's birthday was just like a little over 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And at his birthday party, they had 4 kegs of beer. And we're still learning how to regulate that.
Yeah.
That kegerator, right? So
it's a work in progress.
So there's still a lot of beer left over from the party. And so I come over and he says, "Hey, Joey's here. We can kind of get rid of some more of that beer, So we've been having a little bit of beer.
Well, part of the learning process of how to use the kegerator is actually using it and actually distributing beers. So that's what we've been doing. We've been, working out the foam and running it through,
Yeah. And I taught you a little bit about foam tonight.
You did.
I don't know if it's true, but
well,
it made sense, right?
It's good for the gut.
So yeah. So the more head you have on your beer, the better for the gut. The less head you have on the beer, that means it's going to turn into that head in your gut, causing a little bloating. It sounds good.
Hey, I believe it. It's feasible.
So, I mean, yeah, sure.
Chris said you can't buy alcohol before 9 a.m. 7 days a week. Oh, that's terrible.
Before 9?
That's terrible.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, for crying out loud.
Man.
And there's the other Chris.
That's a bummer.
And it's late there in Scotland. But welcome aboard, Chris. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, that's crazy. And it's kind of stupid if you think about it, because okay, so you don't sell alcohol on election day, but who the hell's not stocking up the day before?
Well, no kidding.
Right. I mean,
who doesn't have it in their fridge?
Right, exactly. Who doesn't have it
or in their
kegerator?
locker, in their liquor cabinet?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So But there was a time when you didn't have that kind of cold storage for.
That's true. That is. You're going way back.
So I'm going, and I think that might be where the law really may have came from. I don't know.
Like we're going back like colonial times.
Yeah,
huh? Like,
I mean we're going back to Rattlecat Junction. In
Yeah.
the colonial days. Wow.
I like that house too.
Isn't that nice?
It is a nice house.
I think that's Civic Hall in Rattlecat Junction.
I think it could be.
So if you move your body, you'll see that it says vote here, I believe. Well, the chair, perhaps. Or am I in the way?
You might be in the way. No, I think I'm in the way. That didn't it's not going to work. Either way. It does say to vote here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Musical chairs to get out of the way. But
so yeah, I think there was really a little bit more to the law than just that.
Okay.
And I don't know. Do we have somebody that can or something that can maybe tell that story?
Yeah, I think we do actually. Yeah, possibly.
Well, let's see.
Let's see what it is here. Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, my good man.
Hey, aren't you George Washington?
Oh, no. I get that all the time. Are you on your way to cast your ballot, fine fellow?
Why, yes, I am.
Well, if you vote for me, I mean him. Ah, George. Ah, Washington. I will give you this free pint of the finest beer in the village.
Ah, okay.
Now, you have to admit that was some really fine. What's it called?
Animation.
Animation.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that was really, really good.
Yes, I believe it was, Chris. I think it is Colonial Times.
Yes, Colonial Times. So yeah, there's an article by Lizzie Rosenberg. There's a whole story on it, but I'll just read this little bit of it.
Lizzie Rosenberg.
Lizzie Rosenberg.
Okay. I like this.
And she says, generally on election day, a number of businesses across the board close to allow employees to vote. So they close early so that,
right.
Which they still do that.
Yeah.
All over. I mean, traffic today kind of coming here today. Yeah. And I came over early, but traffic sucked. So yeah, it was pretty good. And so to allow them to vote and to encourage others to do the same. However, pre-prohibition era, several states started mandating liquor stores to close down and retailers that sold liquor to refrain from doing so on election day. According to Washington news outlet WUSA 9, this was because candidates often used alcohol to persuade undecided voters.
Ah, so now the truth comes out.
Yeah, which George Washington was allegedly guilty of doing. So yeah, I'll give you a nice shot if you give me a shot.
And back in the day, I mean, alcohol was a commodity, right? I mean, it was.
Oh heck yeah! I mean, it was as good as gold.
Yeah.
Cash in pocket. It's really. I mean, it could be that way today too.
Could be. I went to Chris's comment, and the house looks like it could be haunted as hell. Probably true. I think so. So there was an underlying reason, not just.
I mean, I read. I mean, George Washington himself was a home brewer. He brewed his own stuff, and so he was just that was the commodity that he had available to entice voters.
What was his beer called?
You know, you're going to make me pull up this whole article here.
Oh, does it have the name of
does,
this
it
beer?
does.
Really? I was just spitballing.
Let's
it. I
see.
just look at Joey's coming prepared.
I don't know. I have to read.
I'm never prepared.
Yeah, keep it going. I'm going to find that. So I know it did say something about his brew.
So I will talk to those of you joining us for the first time. We are The Truth About Beer, and we are back. Joey and I started back in 2019. Took a little hiatus for a while, but we are back and raring to go. We got a lot of really cool episodes coming in the very near future for you guys. So we're super excited to be doing this again. And yeah, we're gonna try different beers. I think we're even talking about getting the Guru of the Suds back on, right? Yeah,
I hope so.
That's gonna be a lot of fun too. So we figured, now's a better time than any to kick off on election night. And we figured we'd let you guys see the results as they come in, but yet not have to focus solely on that and just have some entertainment on top of it. So that's why we're doing the show tonight. And it's going to be every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So good news is now you folks on the East Coast, you're a little bit earlier than it was before. So that works out nice for you. Yeah, so super excited about being back. And you Rumblers, thank you for joining us. This is our first time ever on Rumble. So
The Truth About Beer.
Yes, very excited about that. So we're on a platform soon to be hopefully streaming on TikTok too. We're going to see how that works out in the near future.
We're going to spread our wings.
And fly, little bird.
And it may be the beer talking, but I know I read that story about George Washington brewing his own beer. I'm not finding it, but I do remember reading something about it just being a more mild beer. It was a very low alcohol content beer that he enjoyed brewing.
Joey, we have a pretty smart audience. So I bet you somebody in the audience can figure out what George Washington's beer name was.
Old Wooden Teeth.
I was gonna say it has something to do with cherries, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, cherry lager.
Maybe he was maybe he truly worked for Sam Adams, right?
Yeah, they weren't being original, were they?
No, not at all.
But they do have a really good cherry wheat.
Oh, Sam Adams
is
one of my favorite. Oh yeah, that's delicious.
Yeah, if you like wheat beers, that one is really good.
Yeah, if you want to look at interesting beers, definitely watch our show because we don't do your average everyday, Bud Lights and crap like that. We
and when we do crap like that, it's usually to do a blind beer tasting.
Yeah, exactly. To
see if we can pick out the least crappy of the crappy. Is that what it was?
The least crappy of the crappy.
Yeah.
Or the one that won't make you sick. But, we did try, what was it, a 20-year-old Budweiser? Was it 20 or?
It was 13. But
13?
13, 20, I mean.
It doesn't matter. It still
once it's
like
over
shit.
2 years old, it's probably, not worth drinking.
But every week we feature a different beer. So you'll never get the same beer twice.
Absolutely. Right.
Or there are some beers I would like to revisit again, but unfortunately we can't find them.
Yeah. I mean, over the course of the 3 years we were doing shows constantly,
right?
Featuring a new beer every week. I mean, do the math. That's a lot of freaking beer. And there was a lot with like this one, would try it and was like, damn, this is really good. We got to get this one again. And then we forget about it.
Yeah.
Because we're on to the next one. But at least we're still getting a good beer here and there.
Oh yeah.
But we are forgetting a lot of really good ones that we have tried in the past.
So the one beer. Oh, okay. Might have found General Washington's Beer Brew. Okay. See, I told you all.
I know it had some kind of a name. Dang it.
So somebody will find it before the end of the show. Somebody will find it. But no, remember our Atomic episode that we did?
Yeah.
You remember that beer? It was called like cherry bomb or something like that.
But it was a sour, wasn't it?
It was a sour.
Mm-hmm.
And I have tried to find it ever since then. I can never find it again.
Was it a Lycian?
No. It was, I have the bottle in the bar too, because we saved the bottle, but man, it was just a good beer. And I tried to find it again and couldn't find it. And we had our gnome ones. Remember the gnome beers?
Oh, that
They were
as far,
fun.
I mean, the animation you did on that episode was the best.
That was fun.
That was the best. Yeah, we have lots of episodes in the rears. You can go back and watch if you're joining us for the first time. And if you are joining us for the first time, welcome, and please subscribe and all the other stuff that goes along with subscribing, because believe me, you don't want to miss any of this.
As a matter of fact, if you're watching right now, go ahead and hit that like button.
Yes.
Whatever platform you're streaming on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Rumble, go and hit that like button. Give us some love. Show some love.
And share this one.
And share it. Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. You're gonna get lots of episodes. We're back every Tuesday. So it's gonna be fun.
I'm still looking here.
We're past that now. I wouldn't worry about it. I gave the audience a homework assignment to find.
Okay. Oh, I just saw the flag change again.
Pharaoh Scorpion. And his spice beer never had a name, not one I could find. Interesting.
Pharaoh Scorpion. That's so progressive for the 1700s. Wow.
That's interesting. Thank you, Chris, for looking that up.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
It's probably not on the shelves today.
Probably not.
And if it is, you probably don't want it to try it.
You probably don't want to try it.
So
what?
So anyway, where are we at?
Well, we digress, right?
But we always do.
That's what we usually do.
And it looks like the map's filling in. So, yeah. So
It is.
There's no need for any of you to deviate from our channel tonight, because we are the news of Rattlecat Junction.
Yes.
Bringing you live 2024 election results.
Lindsay, the beer is very good. You'll like it. Actually.
Yeah, go ahead and crack one there, Lindsay.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think you will like it.
Got a lot of good flavor to it.
Yeah. And so what I discovered in my vast research on this topic is that there's still 7 states out there that observe the prohibition of the sale of alcohol.
7, really?
On election day.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them doesn't surprise me at all.
Let me guess. Utah.
That's the one.
That's the one.
And it's possible that this hasn't been updated in a while. So if you happen to live in one of these states that I say still prohibits the sale of alcohol, please let us know in the comments, because we need to update this. It's very important, because we will go back and completely edit this episode to make it as accurate and precise as possible.
Yeah, we like to do that. We like to go back and rag on ourselves.
Not.
It's never happened before.
Yeah.
What are those words you speak?
So the first one that shows here is Kentucky. And why does that sound surprising? I mean, isn't that the homeland of the greatest whiskeys?
Whiskey? Yeah.
I mean, so one day out of every 4 years, they go bankrupt.
Maybe that truly is. Maybe they just got a bunch of alcoholics in Kentucky. That is surprising. The first president was a drinker and maker of drinks. He was particularly fond of dark beers, and his favorite beer was a porter from Philadelphia, brewed by Robert Hare.
And hopefully he didn't find any hair in that drink. I
made it back then.
The oldest brewery in the nation is in Philadelphia.
I've heard that. Yeah.
It is Yingling.
Yeah. And I love Yingling.
And we can't get Yingling here in Arizona.
So
but
my buddy Donnie brought me a 12-pack a long time ago, because he went back to Michigan and got some in Michigan. And he's like, you got to try this beer. And I was saving it for us to do on Truth About Beer, but you hadn't moved away.
Oh man. And then I was drinking it.
And I was drinking it because I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this friggin' beer. And I loved it when I drank it. And every time I travel back east, if somebody has it on tap, oh my God, it's so good on tap. Oh,
yeah. God. Well, that's funny because that was like the first thing when we got to Texas. We went to this little neighborhood bar that the kids really liked, called Ash and Rose.
Okay.
Really good food there too. And they had Yingling on tap, and that's what they had us try. And I was like, wow, I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, just as a go-to beer. I mean, it's not like it's not a craft beer or anything like that, but it's just, it's a go-to like a Coors or a Budweiser, which suck in complete comparison. But
it truly does.
Yeah. So I did bring a case back with me.
Did you?
I did.
Oh.
And I'm going to bring some to one of our shows.
Okay.
I mean, but I had this pumpkin beer that I wanted us to get through. So maybe next week I can bring the Yingling.
Yeah.
Because I can't guarantee that it'll, I mean, I'm sure once we get through Thanksgiving, it's going to be
it's done. Yeah, it's done.
So, yeah.
Well, it's not, you and I don't drink a lot, so, you can just bring a can each and we're good.
We're pretty lightweights when it comes to that.
So Chris says Washington's love for beer is well documented. Beer was his favorite drink of his, as it was for many people living in the 18th century America. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, because you couldn't trust the water. I don't think.
Everything I'm quoting from a site I found. Okay, well, we'll take it. Well, Dr. Google's gospel.
In
So.
Google, we trust.
In Google, we trust.
Yeah. So Kentucky.
Yeah, surprising. that truly is surprising.
That's crazy. And then Indiana. Is Indiana known for any alcoholic beverages?
Yeah, I don't have an opinion, yay or nay on that. I don't know.
Unless you're from Indiana, you can say yay or nay.
Does anybody live in Indiana?
Yeah,
people in Indiana?
I know something that's in Indiana. My green flask shows this fine sticker on it. It says Sweetwater.
They have a big factory here too.
Yeah, their distribution center.
Yeah.
They moved to Glendale.
Yes.
But yeah, I sent a lot of my hard-earned cash to Sweetwater.
Well, this studio is brought to you by Sweetwater, so hey.
So we know that's in Indiana. So they have Sweetwater. They don't serve hard water.
So like ranch water,
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, or at least that's what this list says. And then here we go, South Carolina.
Okay.
I mean, really, who cares if they sell it or not? Because they brew their own freaking moonshine there.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go buy it. It's already available.
That's more surprising than Indiana. I got to be honest.
South Carolina?
Yeah, it's a little more surprising than Indiana for sure. But
here's a big surprise.
Yeah.
Utah.
Not really.
What?
Look at my shocked face. Utah.
Wait. That's right. I used to live there. The 3-2 beer. You're not missing a lot.
It really doesn't surprise me at all. I mean,
no,
especially when we did our shows with Jeff, half the beers we decided to do, he couldn't get.
That's right.
So we had to send him guitar pedals in the mail, just so we could do the show.
Yeah. Now they have lifted their laws quite a bit. So they you can buy, I think the strongest you can get now is 5.2 or something in regular grocery stores, but you can go to state-run liquor stores and get the like the 120-minute Dogfish Head, which is almost 19%. So they do have those in the liquor stores. But
5 Point, that doesn't even cover 10% of the beers we've done, does it? I mean,
Yeah, that's lightweight stuff.
That's all you Bud Platinum drinkers out there. Not, but that's funny.
And then we were talking about this state a little earlier, trying to figure out why it wasn't really called East Virginia,
Right.
but it's West Virginia.
Well, I think because what you said, you get that little nipple part that faces
Yeah.
west, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's the uneven titty thing that's between Virginia and West Virginia, but the West Virginia nipple sticks out further west.
The west nipple sticks out.
The west nipple sticks out further, so it is West Virginia, and no, they still haven't gotten us a color on that state yet.
Christine grew up in that state. So why, Christine? Why do they call it West Virginia, not East Virginia? It's interesting.
We want to know, and we're going to wait for that answer. do 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 do.
I do have the theme for Jeopardy somewhere on here, but you know.
Oh, I'm going to finish this so I can have another.
You have another. This is really good though. I'm really surprised. If you guys get a chance, go Google it, because really the can art, and again, that's my favorite. It's just really cool. Wick for Brains. It's just it's a unique name.
Yeah, if you just joined us, we're drinking Wick for Brains from Nebraska Brewing, which is their pumpkin ale, and it is freaking delicious.
It's really good. Christine says I have no idea, so she doesn't know what they call it, West Virginia. You know, must have been somebody when they were drinking.
Yeah, I mean, other than a compass, what did they have back then for? I mean,
they used the stars, Joey.
Oh yeah.
No, not buying it.
Well, at night.
That's when most people were drunk. So, you know,
it's hard to use a compass at night.
Yeah, it is hard.
I mean, without a Bic lighter. Whatever they
use. A lot of burnt fingers back then. Oh, man. So what else? West Virginia?
Yeah, West Virginia. East Virginia. Whatever.
Nipple Virginia, whatever.
Now, here's a state that's truly west. Really, really west.
Yeah, as west as you can get.
Is Alaska.
Okay.
And they don't call it West Alaska. They don't even call it North Alaska.
Just Alaska.
They just call it Alaska. And again, who cares about the law? Because most people, they can't go to a store anyway because they're frozen in their homes. And so they stock up and they don't give a shit. You know, they've already got it available, right?
It's only a law because they can't get it. That's why. The sled dogs don't go. West Virginia is to the west of Virginia. I don't know. I'm drunk. Okay, that works. I'll take that.
If you're drunk, yeah. Yeah. I mean, even though the majority of it is conjoined. So they probably were conjoined twins at one time. And it was the surgeon that decided, okay, well, this is Virginia. And I guess, this one's got a little longer penis. So it goes a little further west.
A little west.
So we'll call it West Virginia.
How do we go from nipple to penis? I don't know.
Well, because once they're split up, then there isn't a pair. So, you know.
And for those of you in the audience, we're not drunk. This is just our giddy self, I guess, you know.
Well, this is a serious topic tonight. So trying to make a little levity on a very serious night where half the country's going to be pissed and the other half's going to be happy. And then
we don't know.
We're just going to be happy tonight.
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I'm happy right now.
Hopefully you're happy with us because.
Well, the reality is we're not going to find anything out tonight anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So just have fun with us and watch the election in the background.
And I this last one on here, I don't know if it's a surprise or not.
Yeah, I think it is, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a surprise.
Because they seem like a really beer heavy state to me. And that's Massachusetts. Because isn't that where Sam Adams brewing's from? Right?
Yeah,
So,
it is, yeah.
And yeah. Boston lagers and yeah.
It's funny because I'm not a big Sam Adams fan. Like regular Sam Adams.
Right. Yeah. The Boston lager.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it,
yeah.
but something about their Oktoberfest is good and their cherry wheat is really good. Their summer ale, it's okay. But
yeah. And they do have some specialties that come out once in a while which I can't name right now.
The Jacko pumpkin.
That was pretty good.
That was really good.
And they had an IPA that we did with Jeff. I can't think of it was his favorite until we did our blind beer taste test.
That's
remember
right.
that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called, but it's like the nation's first big microbrewery, right?
Yeah.
Would be Sam Adams.
Sam Adams, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean their beer's good, but
yeah, it is like that cherry wheat's probably my favorite.
Yeah. I still have a
when I
six
can
pack
find it.
in there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. Because when it comes out, you have to grab it because it's gone like immediately. I don't know why.
Here's what I'd really like to do is a blind beer paste.
I'm
going to try that again.
Take two.
A blind beer taste test.
Right.
Using regular Sam Adams, the Boston lager.
Okay.
Yingling.
Ooh.
805.
Ooh.
And one more. That's darker
similar
lager.
to that.
Yeah.
You had me at Yingling in 805 because that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
God, what else would be similar to that?
One that was really good, but I don't think they make it was Santan did their
the 1942 or something
whatever
like that.
it was.
Yeah. No, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think they still have it though, don't
Do
they?
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a really good one.
Didn't they rebrand that for the airport? Like it was called Sky
that's
Harbor or something, or
I think
I
you're
they
right.
changed the name of it. Yeah, that was very similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it'd be
good
a
point.
fun 4 to do. If I can not finish off the Yingling before we get a chance to do it.
Hey, Amy, thanks for jumping on.
Hello, Amy.
See, Christine, you need to come to Arizona. We got a lot of good beers here.
We do.
Good stuff.
A lot of really great breweries.
We do. And the funny thing about the breweries here, and we've talked about it in the past, is their food is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's not
You
just
do a
beer.
brew pub. Yeah, I mean, close to you got Old Ellsworth.
Mhm.
That's got a phenomenal menu.
Yes.
And Santan,
Incredible
Four
menu.
Peaks.
Yep, Four Peaks. Arizona Wilderness.
Yeah,
has
Arizona,
great menu. Was it is it Osa? What's the one in Lindsay? What's the one in Gilbert? Oso? I think it's Oso.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, they got good food too. The one place we keep talking about wanting to go to
Is the one in Scottsdale?
No, it's close. It's the one in Fountain Hills.
But yeah,
Bonehouse.
yeah, because they got the amazing.
Oh
cans.
my God,
the art.
I want to go there so bad.
Every can of theirs is a work of art.
It is
The artwork on it. Yeah. No, we do need to do that. We do need to do that. There we go.
100%.
I'm trying to speak clearly, so you don't think I'm drunk, because I'm not.
We're truly not. Like Lindsay said, it's just our crazy coming out. We just we have fun when we do this.
I just trip on my tongue all the time.
I do that even when I'm not drinking. So it doesn't take alcohol to make that happen.
No, it's amazing.
So, it's interesting. We talk about George Washington, right? And the fact that he loved beer, but you wonder, what did the other presidents. I mean, we've had a lot of presidents throughout our history so far, and what did they like to drink? Did I miss something?
No.
What did I say?
No, it's just you brought that up, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's where I was looking for that information.
I triggered something in you.
I was looking all over that article for his favorite beer,
And that's where it is.
and yeah,
Well, something.
yeah. So yeah,
It pays to have show notes, I guess, right?
and a highlighter. And if you're like Gutfeld, you have to have a Sharpie. So
Note to self: put highlighters on the. Not only do we need candy corn and peanuts, but we need highlighters in here too. What are we doing?
So yeah, a lot of the presidents did have some favorite beverages that made them happy on days that they shouldn't be happy. I guess. What kind of days would that be?
Election day. You're talking about what days are not happy.
Yeah. So George Washington, speaking of George Washington,
There you go.
known to brew his own beer, Washington favored small beer. That's all they called it, was small beer.
Okay.
Yeah. A low alcohol beer that was common in colonial times. He also enjoyed Madeira wine.
I don't see it. I still don't know what that is.
I do not either.
Does anybody know what Madeira? It's Madeira. Madeira? Madeira? Yeah, I don't know.
I want to put that I as Madeira, but yeah, it could be just Madeira.
Somehow I think there's some historical significance to Madeira wine. Like it was the wine back in something, because we did the show way back when about the presidents. And I think we talked about some of their beers and stuff, and Madeira, it came up in conversation. There's some significance about it.
There were quite a few that had that on there, it seemed like, or it came up more than just once. Anyway. Yeah. James
Madison almost went into financial trouble buying champagne, which he enjoyed drinking. I could see, because there's some expensive champagnes out there.
Especially if you trip and break it.
That sucks.
And don't get a chance to drink it.
That just sucks.
Yeah.
So you want me to take Thomas Jefferson here?
Where do you want to take it?
I got it in front of me, so I figured.
All right, yeah.
I figured I'd give you a little break. We'll kind of football this back and forth a little bit. So Thomas Jefferson was an avid wine enthusiast, is known for his fondness of French wines, particularly Bordeaux. He has made attempts at brewing beer, so not very successfully, I would imagine.
he made the attempt, though.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, that's half the battle, right?
And we're going to do that on our show. We're going to make an attempt.
That's going to be fun
in the future. I have brewed beer in the past. I've had, I think I've done 3 batches of different beers, but it's been a long time ago. So we're going to try it again.
What are we going to call it?
We
had a name for it.
It was Tabian
Ale. I think so. Tabian Ale.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know Tabian is our Facebook group page for Truth About Beer.
Yeah, if you're a fan and you would like to follow us a little closer, that means we'd have to do more work. We'd have to put more content there. But we are working on our Patreon page.
Yes.
That we do promise to put more content on if you become one of our Patreon members.
More behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah. So more information to come on the Patreon page. But I'm going to talk about Abraham Lincoln.
There you go.
See, Lincoln enjoyed a variety of alcohol beverages, including whiskey and beer. And he was known to enjoy a good glass of ale, probably after he had a shot of whiskey. That's my favorite way to drink ale, is after a good shot of whiskey.
There you go. What's your favorite whiskey? Like, Out of all the whiskeys you've tried, I know you've tried quite a few. What would you say would be your go-to whiskey? No pressure.
I can't even think of a name. I can see the bottle. I like a good sipping whiskey.
Okay.
Something that goes good on the rocks. That's maybe a little on the smoother side.
So you're a bourbon more than a scotch.
Yeah,
right?
I would say
so. Okay.
Bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah. The truth is, I'm too broke to really enjoy buying a good variety of whiskey. But I do enjoy smoking whiskey.
Yes.
And cheap stuff. Even tastes great.
Well, because it adds a different flavor to it, it changes the whole characteristic of the whiskey when you do that.
Yeah. And it's entertaining.
Are we going to do that on a show?
We have to.
We need to.
Because it is entertaining.
Has anybody smoked whiskey out there? I don't mean like smoking, like, but, you buy a little smoker, you put, the whole thing, the whole get up. Has anybody done that?
I have.
It's fun. It adds, especially drinking old fashions.
Yeah,
like smoked old fashions. It really just adds a whole different characteristic.
Yeah, it depends on the whiskey. Some of them I like the Applewood, which crap. I can't even think of the name of those whiskeys.
Are they popular? Is it a popular whiskey name or no?
One of them is. Oh well, yeah. Bullet.
Okay, Bullet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of them. I enjoyed doing that with. And
you'll think of it.
And it's gone.
It'll come back to you. So we just bought the Whistle Pig campfire one. You tried that one, right?
Yes.
Had a real like marshmallowy flavor to it. That's I haven't smoked that one yet, but we have to.
Just that's probably extra smoky.
Oh yeah, that would be really good. That would be delicious. See, Christine, they're good. You got to try them.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the kits are not that expensive on Amazon.
They're not.
They're pretty inexpensive.
I know the one that I got came with 4 different wood flavors. Yeah.
It was peach, apple, mesquite, and is it hickory? Or
mine had apple, cherry.
Oh, cherry. That was the one.
Hickory.
And mesquite.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have the same one. What did I say that was different?
You had a peach though. Did you get?
I think I had a peach. Yeah, I had a peach, a cherry. I did have cherry. I remember that. Peach, cherry. Maybe it was apple and mesquite. I have to look now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. The apple was really good with the Bullet. The green label.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the rye.
That's the rye.
The green label's the rye. Yeah. That's surprising that you like the green.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sharper. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It adds that whole different flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll do an episode on smoking whiskey. That'll be fun. That'll be cool.
We're going to sit back. That's some damn good whiskey.
Put it in a vape pen.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that, but. Oh.
And you know how to roll a whiskey. Give me a fatty.
Can you do it like a hookah? Just do it.
That, you could. You ever tried that with a hookah?
I never tried a hookah.
Dousing the.
Careful how you say that, because there's hooker and there's hooker. Hookah. Have you ever tried a hooker? No. You tried a hookah? Haven't tried that either.
Had me a good hookah last night.
Her name was Betty Lou.
She knew how to spread it. I mean,
man. What we doing? Are we talking about an election? What are we doing here?
I think we're at Frankie, aren't we? No, Theodore.
Oh, good old Teddy.
Teddy.
Good old Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
FDR famously ended prohibition when he took office in 1933. He had a preference for gin and was known to enjoy cocktails, particularly the martini.
A gin martini.
I like a good martini.
I actually lean to to gin when it comes to martinis myself.
Over vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good dirty gin martini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
As dirty as you can get it.
Dirty martini with a hookah.
Yeah. Please. And then we had.
Is that really such a thing? Christine's saying whiskey and hookah is great and potent. Is that really a thing? I was just making it up.
Well,
I guess you could, right?
I mean, because I know the kids had a hookah there in Texas. I never did really sit out there with them on the hookah because I just get stuffed up really bad.
Yeah.
I hate that part. But yeah, I know they were dousing something on the tobacco that they were using.
Oh, maybe, yeah, you can do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't light the tobacco, you use the heat source underneath it.
Right.
So
creates that mist or whatever.
Yeah. So the more liquid you put in there, the more mist you get. So
that is interesting.
Maybe I missed out.
Well, Christine says it's good, so you might have missed out on it.
Well, Christine, are you bringing your hookah with you when you come back? And what was it, May or
when she moves back there to Arizona?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Where are we?
We're
with Frankie. Teddy. That's right, Frankie.
We're with the old JFK now.
Did we say FDR already?
Oh no, we didn't do Frank. No,
nah,
we did not. Sorry, I just glanced right over it. I was concentrating on hooker.
Yeah, so FDR, he famously ended prohibition when he took office in 1933.
Oh, that's the one I read. I read the wrong one. I didn't read.
You didn't read Teddy?
No, you could read Teddy's. I read FDR's.
Oh, we'll go back to Teddy.
Go back to Teddy. I skipped right over Teddy like he doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, Teddy was a fan of hearty beer.
Okay.
Especially pale ales. He often enjoyed a drink after a long day of hard work,
which a lot of people do.
Yeah. So he's no different. He was a real person.
He was
a man of the people.
He was a man of the people.
We're people of the people. Here, we enjoy
beer.
A good hearty brewski after a hard day's work.
Oh, Christine's going to bring it with her.
Oh, good. Oh, dear.
Oh. Oh, boy.
It'll be a good time.
That'll be a good time. That'll be an episode we might want to do.
Well, then I guess you get JFK.
Okay, if I have to. Kennedy was known for his love for scotch and enjoyed cocktails, particularly the daiquiri, which he famously drank while in Cuba.
I think that's kind of a foo-foo drink.
You think? A freaking daiquiri? Yeah, a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, I like daiquiris, but
it's
not my go-to, right?
Yeah, I won't turn one down.
After a hard day's work, the last thing I'm doing is coming home and having a daiquiri.
Right.
That's, when you have a party or a barbecue.
Yeah.
Hey, who's making the daiquiris?
Well, I mean, that requires work.
It does.
I
Too
like
much.
just
pop it open, you're good.
Popping a top or pouring a shot over ice sometimes. Yeah. I like the easy. I guess that's Teddy.
Teddy
right?
Roosevelt was a New York City police commissioner before being president. Interesting.
Just like Tom Selleck. Wow. I knew there was a connection between him and Teddy. Yeah. Wow. And then a recent president, who even have, and I know he liked beer. He brewed his own. And that was Barack Obama, who was known to enjoy a variety of beers, particularly craft beers. And he even brewed his own beer at the White House.
Ooh,
that's pretty bold.
That's pretty,
including a honey ale. And one of the brews that I did, I think it was actually the last brew that I did, was a honey porter.
A honey porter?
A honey porter. Yeah, I used like almost 2 jars of honey in the boil. And we got that ABV up there quite a bit.
Did you?
It was really delicious. The only problem I had is I couldn't get it to carbonate as much as I'd like it to, but it still had enough fizz to be pleasing.
So what makes a porter so dark? Is it because of all the malt and everything that's in it? I mean,
yeah, it was the malts. Yeah, pretty much the malts.
Yeah.
And had a little darker, the barley's a little darker too, as opposed to wheat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So there's a beer place in Gilbert. It's right around Stapley and Baseline, and it's all the equipment you need for home brewing and all the chemicals you need and all the shit that goes into home brewing. They have it all there. It's pretty cool.
Is that the place on Baseline?
It's on Baseline. Have you been there?
I have.
It's in that little strip mall.
Yeah. Up close to the deli, to Jason's Deli.
Yeah. Cool place.
Yeah. No, I think that's where I bought that kit.
Okay.
It was from them a few years back. There used to be another place before that opened that got me involved in brewing first. It was called Homebrew Depot.
Okay.
But they were a Priest. I think they were also on Baseline. It was a Priest and Baseline where I bought all that stuff originally. So I've had that kit, my brew kit, for quite a while. But they closed. And I still have a t-shirt that's really worn from them.
From them.
Yeah. I do like that kind of stuff.
We should do our own Truth About Beer brew. We need to.
Tabian
Tabian ale. Because we like ales, right? I mean,
yeah.
We're partial to ales.
Yeah.
I think. What if we did our own pumpkin beer?
I would like to do that and use real pumpkin.
Real pumpkin.
Yeah. Because Lindsay told me that only 10% of the pumpkin beers out there actually use real pumpkin.
That's about right. I mean, because most of the ones we do in our pumpkin beer taste.
This is one of them.
Yeah. Don't resemble pumpkin at all.
No, there were quite a few on that list that we did that night.
Mm-hmm.
But I got no hint of pumpkin.
It's false advertising, if you ask me.
Yeah, it really is.
Pisses me off.
Damn it. I want my money back.
Are you ready for another one?
Yeah, I got to finish this.
You're kind of lagging behind there.
Right.
Well, while you're doing that, do you want me to cover the next one?
Sure. I'm going to give that to you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Well, Mr. Donald Trump. Trump has been known to favor a variety of drinks, with Diet Coke being his go-to beverage. He does not drink alcohol, nor does Joe Biden by their own accounts. That's interesting.
Yeah, so the current and the last and possibly the next do not partake of,
which is interesting,
the nectar of the gods.
Which is I don't know. I find that very,
but we don't judge. If you don't drink, we don't think any less of you.
More power to you.
You're a stronger person than I.
Very much so. As we're doing a show about drinking beer, hey. But hey, if you want some good ideas of beers, go back and watch some of our older episodes because we've had some really. That's a good pour. Hey, I was. Look at that.
Good.
That wasn't bad.
Wow.
Look at that. See,
we got head.
That's not bad at all.
You see, there's particulates in this too. You notice that?
Could be backwash. No, it's not. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, actually, that's. I mean, because it's an unfiltered beer.
Yep.
So you do get bits of. It could be yeast or
Pumpkin.
pumpkin pieces.
Actual pumpkin pieces.
That's awesome. I think that's really interesting. I wonder how many past presidents were not drinkers.
Drinkers?
Yeah, because it's only 2 they really mentioned in the article. But then, I mean, out of the 46th presidents that they, there's only 2 that they
There's only 2 that don't. Yeah.
So,
and we definitely didn't cover them all. So,
No. Wow. I couldn't have gone through all my notes. That's
I think you
impossible.
did. I think you did.
Was there like a conclusion other than these preferences
Drink more beer?
reflect a range of taste and drinking habits among U.S. presidents, showcasing how alcohol has been a part of social and political life throughout American history.
So let's ask the audience. I'm curious. So, do you think alcohol should or should not be illegal to sell or consume, or to buy, I should say, on election day? What's your opinion? Do you think there's any, in today's day and age, do you think there's any relevance to that? Do you think it really matters? I mean, I'm not going to give my opinion. I'm asking the audience. I want to know their opinion. See what they think. Yeah. Should that law be gone? Why is it still on the books for 7 states?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And Kentucky, what the hell are you doing? Seriously, get with the picture here.
Sell some damn whiskey.
Sell some whiskey. Shut up about it and drink your beer.
I had a thought. But I don't know what happened. There was a thought there.
Those fleeting thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. So, for those states that still have that ban in place, they should accept the I voted sticker as an okay to buy liquor.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like that.
Look, I voted.
I voted.
Give me a beer.
I'd be going to the voting places just picking up a bunch of stickers. Just saying, I voted.
And then go out and
go out and drink. Go out and party.
Yeah, go out and sell.
Right? No shit. You start getting like $5 a sticker.
Yeah.
Hey, what's a beer?
I got some stickers. You got any money? I'll sell you a sticker.
That's funny. Well, the results are coming in, folks.
Yeah, they are. It's getting more colorful.
Yeah, we're getting more colorful. Like I said, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna have any results, but definitely not by the end of the show.
No,
because that's in 20 minutes.
No,
or whenever.
What
was it? 8:15.
I need to tighten my wristband here for my watch because my watch keeps turning away from me. I turn my wrist to look at it, and it's like I look over there.
You hurt your neck.
Because most polls closed at 7, right?
Yes.
So it's 8:00 now, or 8:15, whatever. So they just closed in California, right? 15 minutes ago.
No, it's only 7:00 they close.
I think, or do they close at 8?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a good question. If it's 8:00, they're not closed for another hour. But if it's 7:00, they're closed now.
Yeah, could be 8:00.
All time change just messes everything up. I mean, we don't change here in Arizona.
But it still messes us up because everybody else changes. Like, what time are you?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, so I did a show the other day. It was on Saturday. I joined our friend Chris in Go Squad of Scotland in Scotland, and I had it down as 4:00, and I popped in, and I was 45 minutes late to their show. Like, well, it's Saturday. It hasn't had time change yet, but apparently UK changes with Greenwich time. All of UK. So,
and I think that's fascinating.
Yeah. So I mean, it was still Saturday for him, but
right,
it already moved back, fall back. Yeah,
fall back. Yeah,
yeah. So,
what I find that interesting though, because I thought like daylight savings was only a United States thing. I didn't know it was a worldwide
worldwide thing.
I never knew that, honestly, because I never. When do I talk to anybody overseas? I don't freaking know, you know. But I didn't know that.
That's just nuts. Throws everything up. That was probably the hardest thing. Well, I can't say it was the hardest thing, but it was a difficult thing when I moved to Texas from Arizona.
Yeah.
When I experienced the time change, it totally messes with.
Oh, it truly
everything.
does. Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it was a 2-hour time change to move back to Arizona, and it took me a month
To get
to acclimate back into it. You know, 8 o'clock would roll around. I was like, yeah, it's fucking 10 o'clock. I got to go to bed. And our dog, of course, doesn't know it's a time change.
Right.
And our dog's like so regimented that, 9 o'clock every night that's bedtime. And he doesn't let down till we go to bed.
Right.
You know, he just stands there and stares at us. Says, hey guys, it's bedtime and you're still watching TV and that's bullshit. You know,
we gotta go to bed.
We gotta go to bed. And anyway, I think he's figured it out now, but
took him a while too.
It took him a while.
Well, that's good that he's somewhat acclimated now. But, you know.
Hey, so what's ahead for the Truth About Beer and future episodes?
We have a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of good stuff. We have we're going to do an episode on, and I don't want to give too much of it away. So,
no.
This,
if you're going to talk what I think, talk about what I think you're going to talk about, I'm dumbfounded that there hasn't been a documentary or a movie done about this person's life yet. Because it's fascinating.
Well, and I'll just lead off by saying this. So in Arizona, not too far from here, where we currently sit, there is a pyramid on top of a mountain.
And that's strange enough.
And we're going to do an episode on it next Tuesday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. And the story behind that pyramid is just, to me, it was just that it's not more
known.
Yeah.
Are you sure there's never been a documentary on it? You can't find.
I can't find. I mean, I Googled the guy because I want to learn more about him. And
it's a fascinating story.
Yeah, it really is.
So Joey and I are going to hike up to this pyramid this weekend.
Take some oxygen and
go check it out and bring you guys a story Tuesday night.
I'm excited to do that. I think it's
going to be fun.
Because it's a story that needs to be told.
Yeah, I think it may be a future documentary that we do.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We'll do this episode next week on it to get people kind of enticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
To see more about it.
Yeah, and if you've watched any of our older stuff, when Keith and I first started out, I mean, our first show was about snakes.
Right.
Herbological things and herpetological. Yeah. See, he can say it much better than I. But we've had quite a vast expanse of topics that we've covered.
We truly have.
But we want to go back and revisit some of them because there's a lot more to tell about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And one that we teased when we first did the episode, it was called our selfie-sode. And it's just about the history of and reasons people do selfies and take selfies and stuff. And that was only 4 years ago, basically, or was it 5 years? I guess it was about 5 years ago we did that episode. And we teased that we were going to do an annual selfie-sode. And we never did get around to it. But in those 5 years, the evolution of the selfie is
it's insane.
Very crazy. So yeah, we definitely need to do an update on that.
And it really should have been called Selfies Gone Wrong.
Yeah.
It should have been the name of that episode. But if you go back to our first season, I can't remember what episode number it was, but go check it out. It was our selfie-sode. I want to say it was around episode 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Go check it out. It was a lot of fun. We, one thing I do miss about some of the older episodes we did. I love doing live shows because we have the interaction with the audience. That part I love.
Absolutely.
But a lot of our first episodes were pre-recorded and we'd release them later, but it allowed us to do a lot of editing and a lot of fun stuff in between. And I think some of our most creative content was during that time, because we had time to work on it. We can put stuff together. So that part of it I do miss, but I do love the interaction with the live audience.
Yeah. And it'll probably be a hybrid version of that we're going to continue with. I would think. We'll do some pre-production work and share that throughout the episode, that we do live, because we do really enjoy, interacting with y'all and getting your comments, and it inspires us. Are you inspired, Ken?
I am inspired.
Yeah,
I'm inspired.
I thought so.
So what else do we have on the docket here? We are going to do some paranormal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we're definitely going to get back into doing some paranormal.
Yeah. We just didn't want to get caught in just doing paranormal.
Right.
Because I really, as y'all probably know, it's a pretty saturated field in those type of episodes. So we want to bring you something that's a little more special when we do it.
Yes.
So, but we're not going to vacate that at all. Don't worry about that.
And there's even rumblings of possibly bringing back Parapalooza.
Oh, yes. Parapalooza.
Which I'm going to stand up right now and say Joey and I need to take credit for, because we started that whole freaking craze of going live. Right?
Going live, period.
Right.
Nobody was really going live until we started going live during COVID. And
bastards.
Yeah. We didn't realize the good thing that we had started, but it did get totally saturated in lives, and not that I'm not poo-pooing anybody's live streams, because I think everybody has good things to share and all that, but it's just hard to tell them apart anymore, the live streams. Yeah. So we hope that we can bring you live streams that are a little different and a little more engaging for the audience, and entertaining and funny, and gosh darn it, just downright good.
Everything in between.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, if you hadn't seen it, a couple weeks ago, we did kind of a crossover with Truth About Beer and Drunk with Facts. We did a live investigation out at the Gila County Jail in Globe, Arizona. So if you didn't get a chance to look at that, that was a lot of fun. Christine was on that episode. It was cool. It was fun.
And if you're watching us on Rumble, I have that episode downloaded, and I want to get it uploaded to Rumble.
Onto Rumble?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I know we did the first half on Rumble, but then the second half, when we did the full live investigation, it didn't go on to Rumble, but I do have it where we can download it.
All right, we'll keep that on Rumble for sure.
So yeah.
Perfect.
And Christine thinks we're just downright enjoyable.
I see. We have fun. We like to have fun. That's what the show's all about.
And we enjoy you very much as well.
All the crap that we want to talk about.
That's what it's about.
Pretty much the gist of our
beer and all the crap that we enjoy.
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to be.
And tonight we're bringing you guys the election live as it unfolds.
Yeah. So you're not missing anything if you're watching us, because you can see it right there in the right hand part of your screen. So you're not missing.
You're not missing anything. You don't have to be glued to the news and listen to all the BS that goes back and forth. Just talking about beer and good times.
Yes. But as far as future episodes go, we want to hear from you too. As far as what kind of content you would like us to cover, because, we say that it's truth about beer and all the crap that we're interested in. But the fact is, we don't know everything we're interested in, because there's certain topics that I didn't know I was interested in until we decided to look into it.
To look into it, right?
Yeah. And then it was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I like it. I'm interested. So yeah.
And Lindsay brings up a great point. Christine came from Parapalooza. That's how we met
right.
Christine. And we've never been able to get rid of her since. So yes, which is a good thing. Because Christine, you're awesome. But we hope to grow our audience. We hope you guys are, will spread the word about us. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe our channel. And if you have somebody who you think might be interested in our content, by all means, let them know about us. We want to grow. We want to grow the channel. We want to bring you guys some good content, fun content to talk about, and maybe, like Joey said, we'll revisit some of our older episodes, because I think we've had a lot of good episodes in the past that, for whatever reason, we didn't get a chance to cover it all, or, whatever the case may be. It'd be fun to go back and revisit some of that stuff.
Absolutely. So. And not only let us know of stuff you'd like us to do, but if you know somebody that you think would be a really awesome guest on our show, we'd like to know that too.
Oh yeah.
Introduce us to somebody that might have a very interesting background or story or anything.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely,
once we get into it, damn it, we're interested in it. It becomes part of our crap.
There's so much going on in the world. I mean, really, our topics are limitless, right? I mean, we could talk about anything we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Whatever's interesting to us. Of course, it has to go with beer, but
yeah. Yeah. Or if there's a beer you'd like us to see if we can find. You go. Yeah. We're always interested in that. So
yeah, we're always looking for new ideas. Cause it's funny because every time I go in, or when I used to go into Total Wine, and I would go up to the people at the counter and I'd say, hey, I'm doing an episode on zombies. What beer can I use for zombies? And they look at me like I got 5 heads. They're like, what is this guy? This guy on drugs?
Yeah. But they did come up with one on that one.
They did. They've come up with one on just about every episode we've done. They've been fantastic. I mean, we're coming up with ideas.
Yeah. So zombie episode, we did Dead Guy L.
Dead Guy L. Yep. Which was a fun episode.
We drank a lot of that.
No.
Well, twice as much as we needed to.
Well, it's funny. Joey brought up when Joey and I talked about bringing the show back. One of the things he said to me was, we had so many episodes where we talked about things we should do within those episodes that we never came to fruition. So for whatever reason, we just never did it. Like specifically in Dead Guy L, we talked about we need to do an episode where we compare cans to bottles.
That's right.
And we've never done that. So that's something we need to pull back out and do an episode where we compare cans to bottles.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys come across something in one of our older episodes that we
promised something
inadvertently said, let us know. Hey, you guys said you were going to do this, then we'll do it. So
yeah, there's a lot of that. So
there's a lot of that coming. One of the shows I'm really excited about doing is with Tony and Cherie, and it's going to be Staticom, which is kind of it's a way of communicating with the other side is the easiest way to say it, right? And it's a fascinating concept.
It really is. If you're familiar with like the Spirit Box, which uses sweeping radio signals, it's that without the sweeping radio signals. So it's actually a station with, right? If I understand that.
Yeah.
It's a station that really has nothing happening on it mixed with the white noise.
That's right. Yeah. And the experiences, have you ever experienced it? Have you ever seen
Not
it?
personally. I mean, I've watched their videos where I've seen some crazy responses they get.
So we went to the Shanley Hotel in upstate New York, and we met with Ron and Lourdes up there, and they were big and heavy in the Staticom when they first started, and they hooked it up and had everything running while we were there. It is, I can't even describe what it was like, other than picture sitting in a crowded restaurant and everybody's talking around you. And that's what it sounded like coming through this. Just like you were sitting in a restaurant and there's 100 conversations going on around you.
But there's no signal that generates that.
No. And to try to pick out any one particular conversation is very difficult. But as always, occasionally something would pop through that you would make out. You'd almost hear like accents, people's accents and stuff like that. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. And I had to say, is it my mind playing tricks on me, or is this really what it is? But it was absolutely insane. Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that I've heard them present, I mean, there's definitely distinct voices that come through. And I mean, like on the spirit box, they're coming from the sweeping of different radio stations and that stuff. I mean, it's pretty incredible in itself too, because sometimes you'll get a full sentence that will be across 10 sweeps,
right? Right.
So it's incredible on its own, but like my wife hates the freaking spirit box. She hates that, that sound. So I think this is something that she would really enjoy.
Well, the problem too is if you're the slightest bit ADD, right? I mean, you're when you start hearing that, your brain focuses on that.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't pick out anything else that's going on. I mean, anytime I do a spirit box session, I just give up because I can't hear shit. I just don't hear it. Yeah. I just hear noise and that's it. So it's interesting.
Well, I'm excited to have them on.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun show.
That will be great. So that's only several things we talked about that are coming up.
And we got a lot. We got a lot more planned.
Yeah,
we won't give it all away, but we got some cool stuff planned.
But you won't be disappointed if you hang with us. So please share, subscribe. Let's get more people grooving on this channel because we've got a lot more to share, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
We're gonna have a lot of collabs coming up in the future. So we got some cool stuff coming down the pipe for you guys. And hopefully by next show, we can kind of push out our Patreon page. And if you guys want to help us out, jump on Patreon. We'll have different levels that you can help out the show and get rewarded for it. So we're going to try to do more behind the scenes stuff that you can always see if you're a Patreon member.
We think we're really hilarious behind the scenes. You see us all get together and do the things we do, especially when Jack joins us.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So you'll see more Jack. You'll also see Tim. People that have joined us in the past. On the Truth About Beer. Well, they'll all be back, and hopefully the Guru of the Suds will join us on a regular basis, and it'll be a lot of fun.
He has to come back.
There's
no doubt. For sure, he's got to come back. But what was I going to say? I totally lost what I was going to say. I was reading Christine's comment and I lost what I was going to say.
There was a comment she made earlier I wanted to comment on. Oh, it was a shirt idea she had. That was the TTABA Stalker.
There you go.
She says that sounds like a great shirt.
That would be a great shirt. That would be a fun shirt.
Because if there's ever a stalker, it would be Christine. And we love her to death.
And we do have an RCJ production website. So we will eventually have some TTABA merch on there that you guys can purchase. So we've got t-shirts and koozies and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So hopefully that'll be up and running soon. But if you want to go check it out, it's rcjproduction.com. All spelled out, rcjproduction.com. And you'll see the different shows that are produced by RCJ Productions. But specifically, we will have merch on there.
Yeah, these are our original merch that we got on.
You had I love the new shirts you did. They're so cool.
I didn't have one to bring to Keith yet. But we do have the colored version.
Colored logo.
Which will really pop on black shirts. I just haven't done it on a black shirt yet. But yeah. So there'll be all kinds of fun stuff.
The logo truly has stood the test of time, huh? I mean, we haven't tried to change it or anything like that.
We haven't.
Even the damn theme song stayed the same. So, hey, it's good. It's good stuff.
I guess if it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Wow. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been great. We're excited to be back. Great to be back with you guys. And welcome all you Rumblers. We're so happy to be on Rumble now. So it's another platform we're going to stream on, and probably many more as we go on here. So we'll see what happens.
We'll get back on our regular
cadence.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll find us audio only podcasts right on. Try to do Apple and
so
Spotify
actually no, they do video now.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, Spotify, you can catch the videos. Yep,
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's freaking cool.
How's Apple Podcasts?
I think they're doing the same. I think
Really?
they're doing video now too. Yeah, yep, yeah.
Well, shoot.
So look for that. I was waiting until tonight's episode to start posting on there. So this is our first kickoff episode. So probably by tomorrow afternoon, you'll see us on Spotify.
So I have to take a shower and shave each time.
You do. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Man. You know,
hate to disappoint you.
Oh, well.
But hey, you got to show up the swag, you know.
Exactly.
So either way.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And
hopefully the election results will be in your favor. You'll be happy about it. And the world will go on as a happy place.
Happy. You sound like Mr. Rogers.
It's a beautiful day in our neighborhood. Here in Rattlecat Junction Colony.
Right. Should we play your video? Let's play that video one more time, because I think you did a great job on it. I want to play that one more time.
It made me laugh anyway.
Before we go, we got to play this one more time. Here you go.
Hello, my good man.
Hey, aren't you George Washington?
Oh, no. I get that all the time. Are you on your way to cast your ballot, fine fellow?
Why, yes, I am.
Well, if you vote for me, I mean him. Ah, George. Ah, Washington. I will give you this free pint of the finest beer in the village.
Ah, okay.
It still makes me laugh. I don't know.
That was fun. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was cheap.
Cheap laughs.
All
right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We're so glad you joined us tonight, especially being election night. We hope to see you guys next week and every week following that. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share it with all your friends. We have a lot of great content coming up for you guys. And Joey, I just want to say to you,
oh, man, it's such a pleasure.
Happy to be back.
Oh,
cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys. We'll see everybody next week.
Good night.